That's good. Okay, we want to do this first. And then we want to go to comments.
Well, isn't this the live one? So that needs to go on that side?
No, this is live.
We're
This is
figuring it out.
It's just because
been
you
a
haven't
while.
done a live for
It's
so
been a
long.
while.
Jeez.
I can't even remember.
We're good. And then we want to go to here. So we have that ready to go. Hello. How is everybody doing today? I know there was a little bit of confusion about what time the live was at, but I hope most of you caught the post I did last night saying, yes, we are staying the same for this week. It won't be changed till next week, so...
And make sure you turn your notifications on so you can... I know it's been a while. I haven't worked in a while.
That's okay. Although I must say I would rather have you helping me with the live instead of the little short helper I had last week.
But she's so cute.
It was just, that was too much. Too much.
Too much. I get that.
Too
I might still make a
much.
big of a mess though. Don't warn ya.
It's not the mess that's the problem. Hi Pam, nice of you to join
Yes, and
today.
Cheryl.
Yes, hi Auntie.
The new time for the live
Okay.
starting next Saturday.
Yes, we'll be at 10 a.m. So that'll technically be as soon as the store opens. But we don't have a ton of people rushing to get in right at 10 o'clock. So I'm confident that it'll be all right. And the live will take priority anyway. So if people are in the store shopping, they'll just have to wait till the live's over. So 10 a.m. starting next Saturday. So make sure that you change your alarms.
Set your notifications on Facebook. It'll let you know.
My hair is going all crazy for me. I feel weird. It keeps like it plopping in my face. So
Hi, Dorinda.
Okay, so who else
Hi,
did I have to
Rhonda.
write on here? I have to
Dorinda,
write Dagny. Dagny, I didn't even get her name on here. Hello, Rhonda. Yes, and Dorinda, nice of you to catch on as soon as we started. You're always late, so it's awesome. Hi, Lori. So,
What are we doing? Oh,
Dorinda.
we'll get to what we're doing in a minute because we got other things to talk about first. But can you tell I'm excited?
I know, it's even been a while since you've gotten to do demos.
I know.
Eh? So it's been crazy. So yes, starting next Saturday, we need to kind of keep repeating this, but the lives will be at 10 a.m. And I'm hoping I could keep it. I guess maybe I should ask you guys.
During Audrey's dance.
Oh,
For Pam.
well, you could just stream in or catch it after, I guess. But I was just going to say that. Maybe I should check. I mean, I thought that maybe changing it to earlier would be better for everybody instead of having it in the middle of the day. But maybe everybody is okay with keeping it at 1:30. So you could let me know.
Drop a comment below.
Honestly,
Keep
I
it
mean,
the same or change it to 10. Try 10 for a while and see. I don't know. Let us know if you're busy at 10 or if this is a good time.
I was going to try to have it at 9, but honestly, ladies, it just wouldn't happen at 9.
That's too early. No one's thinking clearly at 9 a.m.
Or would it be better to have it at like 3? Have it a little bit later. Like, let me know what you guys, what would be best for you. Because, you know, that you ladies are normally the ones watching all the time. And so I might as well do what's best for you. Same time? Okay. But you're usually late.
But not today.
So my thought process, the reason that I thought having it at 10 might be better is because I thought then it's kind of at the beginning when everybody's maybe having their coffee or, you know, lazing a bit, and then it would be over and you can kind of get on with your day rather than having to kind of stop in the middle of the day. But, I mean, if this works for everybody, then, I mean, I'm good to...
We'll figure it out. It might, you know, it's one of those things you can play with and figure
Yeah.
it out for what works for everyone.
So let me know, make some comments to tell me what is better for everybody, and then I will do a post if I'm going to keep it the same or change it to 10. I will let everybody know prior to. So Linda, you're just jumping on here, and so we're talking about possibly changing the time of the lives. I had planned on doing it starting at 10 a.m. next Saturday, but now some ladies are saying that
That's a good way to do it, Lori. I like
for
it.
sure. But some ladies are saying that now they may just want to keep it at 1:30, so I'm open to whatever works for everybody. So make sure you're making comments, and yeah.
Because
so
if
we
you
know.
don't comment and tell us, you don't get to complain if it changes.
That's right.
That's what I tell my kids anyway. If you don't let me know and we don't talk about it, you don't get to complain about it.
And so I guess I don't even know if anybody's even aware of why these new hours are happening and things. So I probably should touch base on that a little bit. So the store, not that it's really been very quiet, but it has over the last, even say 9 months, it has suffered. Last year was our lowest year. Last year was our lowest year so far since the store's opening. And I know that Jen has, you know, really taken to her dance, and she's already kind of said she's willing to reduce her amount of time that she's worked here, which is totally fine. I totally support her. Absolutely. So and Elizabeth was only going to be here until August anyway. So what I ended up doing was giving Elizabeth a layoff notice, and so her last day was yesterday, and then Jen's technically after today off the schedule. However, I'm sure she'll be in and around and hopefully helping out if, you know,
she can't get rid of me then.
if I need her to like come in and work so I could camp or something, right?
You'll still see me.
So technically, it'll just be me from now on. However, Jen and even Sam will be in and out, I'm sure, to do a few little things here and there. So they're not completely gone, but that is the whole gist of why the hours are changing. So how it's only going to change kind of slightly. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, instead of 10 to 6, it's only going to be 10 to 5. Mm-hmm. Friday, we're actually going to keep it the same. I was going to change it and do a 10 to 5, but now I've decided to keep it a 12 to 6. So Fridays don't change. Saturday is again just a 1 hour cutoff, so 10 to 4 instead of 10 to 5, and then Sundays we're going to be closing. Now, in saying that, any of you wonderful, lovely ladies, if you do need something on a Sunday, just message me. I can run down here, even if I need to bring my children. I can run down if you need a roll of score tape because you're in the middle of a project or whatever it may be. Message me, and I can meet you down here. Honestly, it's not an issue. It's just that I feel it's not worth me being open for the whole time and then having to find babysitter and all of that kind of stuff. So that's where we're at. So done with that. New hours, that'll be posted right away, and that'll start this week, Wednesday coming up. So that is that. So what do we got to say here about the live? Whatever works best for me.
Whatever works best. Hi, Sharon.
Okay. Whatever works best. I don't know whatever works best. My thought on 10 a.m. is that usually the store is not too busy. Although, however, the store isn't always that busy at 1:30 either. So for whatever works best, I don't know. So
it'll be one of those things that you guys will figure out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So maybe we won't change. Maybe we'll just leave it at 1:30. It seems like 1:30 seems to work for most of you, so maybe just keep it at 1:30 for another little bit, and then if things change, we can always change it to the 10 a.m. How does that sound? Give me like thumbs up or a yes or something. Okay, and then, so we have Jen's Leprechaun kit, which I showed last week. So we only have 5 kits available. So if you have a child in your life that has been trying to catch the leprechaun, we have 5 kits left. Now, we had originally set it up as a class, but Jen has stuff to do with dance, and she's not able to do a class this year, which is totally fine. So we're just going to kit them, and we will have, it'll be easy to follow instructions. We'll do pictures.
Yeah,
It'll be
not
easy.
A hard one to do.
No.
It's more decorating than anything, but we're still going to try to catch that pesky leprechaun.
Oh, yes. And so if you have children where you have more than one child in your household, but you only want to do 1 kit, we are going to offer again where you have the extras of the haha you didn't catch me kits that the leprechaun gets to leave for the kids. So we'll have those additionally for an extra $2. So if you have, 2 kids, but you only want to do 1 leprechaun trap, just pay the extra $2. Then they each get their little kits left from the leprechaun. And so that'll be, I'm going to switch those over. Because like I said, I set it up as a class, but when the live's over, I'm going to set that up as kits and you'll be able to order. So only 5 available. So if you're in the leprechaun jive, make sure you get those. All right, then I just finished putting together a little set. I'm trying to bring it over here without it like falling away, turning it around. Okay, so these are little kits that I'm going to have available here right away. I wanted to have something for spring break, but I mean they can be ordered anytime. So it's just a little tray. The door is loose. You know, the kids can take the door out if they want. There is just a little birdie that we glue onto a little stump. So they have that.
So it's all interactive. They can take it out, play with it, put it back.
There's a little pot with some flowers and the little chalkboard, and I'll see if I can find some little pieces of chalk around. And then the tray is just our normal napkin tray. Well, you'll have a little bit of glue and you'll have some napkin pieces, and then I'm cutting a piece of felt that can just go on the inside. So these kits are going to be $20. They will be available soon. So I will put it out as a pre-order on the website so that you can purchase ahead of time, and then I will have them kitted up. Hopefully I'm waiting for a few more supplies to come in, and then I will have them. So then we also did like a boy version. Not that I'm trying to be gender whatever, just, you know, the girls can have the blue too if they want, but we're going to do one that has a blue door. Okay. So same kind of thing, same door, same little kind of birdie. So they'll have that little birdie on a stump. But then in their little pot, they get to have a cactus and a little succulent. So they'll have that instead of the whole flower bit. And you know what? Either or is cute.
Yeah, they're both so cute.
And then for the boys, you know, just maybe a different color felt, but there's the napkin thing, all of that. So those will be $20. And if you have more than one child and you want to order more, I'll give you a coupon code and it'll be 10% off for any additional ones. So just let me know if you are interested in that and I can put it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yes. My birthday's the day before St. Patrick's Day. Yes. We did not have to air that out on Facebook, but that's okay.
I love it.
We'll just, you know, as you start to get older, you just don't even care about your birthdays, right? So we'll just pretend that was never heard. Okay. So those kits are really cute. They're going to be available quite soon. If you're interested, let me know and I will put your name down for some and then we can figure out everything else after. I'm also going to do the gnome kits that I had for Christmas, which I don't know if too many people knew about, but I'm going to kind of change the kit up a little bit and make it more of like a spring kit. So there'll be enough in the kit to make 2 gnomes. They'll have all the little goodies. You just need a hot glue gun for that, and you'll need a hot glue gun for these kits as well. But that should be the only supply that you need. Everything else will come in the kit. So I'll have then the gnome packages. They'll be $30 for 2 gnomes, and I'm working on a couple other things. So just kind of make sure that you keep watch on that, and hopefully by even next Saturday, I'll have a couple other kits just for some busy things to keep the kids busy over spring break is
right? Coming faster than I think I'm ready for.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I know.
Are
and
you
then,
ready for your kids to be home?
No. And then just like after that, then it's Easter right away, right?
Easter. Oh, Easter. Thanks for that one.
And Audrey's birthday is April 1st, and then JP's is April 7th. So within that week, and then Easter is on the what? The 9th?
Yeah. Ooh, fun.
Ooh, boy. And Audrey decided she wants to take some of her friends to Love to Play in Grand Prairie for her birthday. And do a class-wide craft for her birthday. So... I'm not ready for that, let alone spring freaking break. Oh my gosh.
Are you ready for snacks and snacks?
Oh gosh. No. All right, so now Jen has a demo. You want to tell them a bit about it?
Oh,
you
yes.
Just switch the camera? What do you want to do?
So let's talk Foundry Wax again. I talked about it a little bit before, and we played around on the glass and kind of all the different things. And then this time we have the Mind and the Gilded Wax. Oop,
Right.
Where am I? Oh, up. These ones here. And let's see about making cards with Foundry Wax. Do we have to put it on glass? Do we have to put it on metal? Like, what else can we do with these? So I've come up with some examples. So here's our little card
That we're going to be making.
that we will make. I will show you how to make this. And so the Foundry Wax is on this piece down here and on the butter. Cameras are backwards. And the butterfly is also the wax. And then I have some examples of the Foundry Wax on different embossed pieces of paper. And yeah, so we kind of get started, but it's going to be fun. We're talking Foundry Wax. We're talking card bases.
So do you want to, I'll turn this here and we'll get you moved
Scooch
over
over.
into this. So do you want to just maybe remind everybody about
Yeah.
what the difference is about the Foundry Wax?
So Foundry Wax is from Distress. It's Tim Holtz. I guess that doesn't have to be upside down. They come in 4 colors. We have this one I'm showing Mind, which is kind of like this rose gold color here. That's going to be this darker color. And then Gilded, which is going to be gold. And then they also have Sterling. And I don't know, I can't remember what this one, Statue, I think.
Okay. You can't really read it on there?
Well, because that one's turned backwards.
Yeah,
Statue. So what this is, it's a wax, but it starts out as a liquid. So you'll see me put it on the mat and it'll be a liquid. And then when you rub it on, if you let it dry too long on your mat, it will turn into a powder. So it is one of those things that is very interesting. It's only going to be these 4 colors because it has the weeping metals in it. So that's what's going to make it all metallic-y. So it's only going to be these metallic-y colors that Tim Holtz has for these. I'm obsessed with these. I love them, and I forgot how much I love them until I started playing around with them again. So yeah, you have to heat it, so you won't get this shiny on here until you heat it with a heat tool. So you need wax and a heat tool, and we'll show some other different ways.
And does it, you put it on with your finger, does it stick on there like the other waxes, like they are?
I mean, it'll get
alchemy waxes?
residue on your finger, but not as much, and it does kind of wash off.
Okay.
So let's
show some of these.
So I'm going to show some of these. These ones look the same, but I put the wax on first, and then I put it through an embossing folder. So this one has the bricks kind of raised. I don't know if you can see that real well, but the bricks were raised. And then this one I did it the opposite way, so then the bricks are lower.
You can see that one better on the camera for sure.
But like I said, I was interested to see if I could put the wax on top, and then I dried the wax and then stuck it through the embossing powder, and there's no cracks in the wax or anything. But you could then go through and put wax on top of this again, because you can always build up some layers.
So if you don't heat it right away, the wax will brush off,
It
right?
will brush off. It is something you
couldn't-
have to kind of do. You can't leave it on and then let it sit.
Right, like you can't put it on, then put it through the embossing thing, and then heat it. You have to really heat it up front.
So these ones I embossed first, and then I will show you, because I have another one here that we will do an example and I'll show you, but I'll explain for a second first. So this one is just black shimmer paper. So if you see it real close, and I just embossed it, and I just put the wax on top and then just kind of layered it on. This was white paper, you can see from the back, that I just sprayed with oxide sprays and then embossed and then put the wax on top. So that's what this one is. It was white. I sprayed it with some oxide sprays. This one got a little muddy, but I'm still kind of excited to see what it's going to look like. And then I embossed it. So let's get started. You do want to shake them. You can hear that there is a metal ball in them. You want to hear that. Shake it till you start hearing that. I'm going to start with the Gilded because I like the Gilded.
And you only need small amounts.
Yeah,
right?
I'm only going to drop a little bit on because you have to work quick or it will go to powder.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to brush it on.
I like that it can be subtle.
Yeah, and you can always add more.
Okay.
I might not do this whole one because I want to get to the card, but so I did these 2 little flowers. Sometimes it's hard to see. I'm going to see if I can do it close. Sorry for the noise.
I think it'll pop out a bit more once it's dry.
It looks dull to start. It doesn't become shiny until you heat it.
So like embossing powder,
Just
right?
like embossing powder.
You get the magic when you start to heat
When
it,
you
which I
start
think
to
is
heat it.
so weird that this Foundry
Yeah.
Wax does that.
It
Like
the heat brings the metal to the top.
yeah, it's such a unique product.
It is so unique.
And we have these online. We have 3 or 4 of each of the sets in stock. So if you're interested, you can pop online and order these up. Because
So you can see how after I heated it, it became a little bit shiny on there. Yes, it is a great product. So do we want more shine on there?
Yeah.
Easy. We just keep adding layers. You can heat and add and heat and add, and until exactly how you like it. So I'm just gonna put my finger. You can use other things. I find the fingers the best for me.
I think you should put some of the other color on too a little bit, just because that one really blends in, and
I will. I'll show some other color to you, and we can mix and match colors. But you see how I'm putting this on, and it dulls it right back out. But once I'm gonna add the other color, and then once we heat it, it's gonna shine right back up again.
But it doesn't really blend, right?
It won't blend. It will kind of just
goes over top.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll kind of do this down here.
So remember last week I did this exact same embossing folder, and then I put actual embossing powder over it. So this is just another amazing way of highlighting any of those embossed raised images.
And I will note before I heat this, when you heat, you want to move the bottles away, because if you heat your bottle, it will mess it up. So always move your bottle out of the way.
All right. That is something good to note for sure.
But once you reheat it, that shine will come right back over where we put it.
Oh yeah, it's way shinier on the second go around.
Yes, sometimes it does take some layering to get how dense you want, right? Because up here is not too shiny because I didn't put too much on. But you can always go back and layer over. So now we have, you know, some of that on there. But if we wanted to get this more, you just put more. I just do a little by little, and you layer it on just like you would layer anything else. So we want that shinier. I'm just gonna go right over some of those.
Really get the leaves and the
yeah.
stem. So if you put this on with like maybe a paintbrush, you could control the spread of it maybe?
You could, and if you add a little bit of maybe alcohol, it'll spread a little more. You can wet it a little bit to spread it out a little more.
Okay.
It's all about playing around and finding what works best for you.
Not that I mind the spread over the card, because I don't mind that at all. But there may be some people that
yes, if you want to be more detailed, I don't worry about that. But if you guys do, that's how you would do it. Yeah.
If you are using a hair dryer, you see the difference between this heat gun and a hair dryer is this heat gun gets quite a bit hotter. Like if you put your hand under there when you're heating, it will burn you. It's quite hot. So a hair dryer, you would have to have it on the highest heat setting, absolutely. And even then, honestly, I don't know if it would get hot enough to melt this.
So yeah, so this one I did on black with the shiny shimmer paper. So it doesn't even have to be a matte black, but matte black looks nice too. But I thought it would be interesting.
This is a matte black, right?
This was the matte black on there. But I just wanted to see what it would look like on a shiny paper. And it still looks nice. So you could trim this down, stick it on a card front, and then have cards. I only did half that one to show you. But yes.
But it's really neat over the oxide sprays.
Yeah,
right?
it's so neat over the oxide sprays. I did do another one with some blue background, but the blue didn't look great with the gold. So, but this card here was done, so like I said, this part was with some wax, but also we used a stencil and some clear embossing powder to make the tree, and I'll show you that. And then I die cut a butterfly out, and I'll show you that. So let's get started on this card.
And what she's not telling you is that we were frantically in the last like 10 minutes before we did the live, we were frantically trying to put this card together because we could not get anything to look nice. So that's the piece that nobody gets to see behind the scenes, is our franticness of trying to pull. I told her actually when she set the live up this morning, I'm like, just say it's a surprise, or we don't know what we're doing, because
but I didn't
everybody
listen.
expects that. So, but she had to narrow it down and say that this is what was happening.
I had to give myself parameters, or who knows what would have happened today. So I'm starting with just this ivory cardstock that is into the card base, and I embossed it with that same embossing folder because it's beautiful.
It is.
But I'm just leaving that as a background. And then I have this pattern piece here, which is actually gonna turn into this wood part down here. How did I do that? I will show you.
And I'll just scooch these out of the way so that we're a little bit more. Nope.
Yep.
Just
So,
that we're
I'm gonna use a stencil. I love this wood grain stencil. I don't know who doesn't love a good wood grain.
No.
Oh,
And
I should
honestly-
grab a piece of paper for her. I didn't grab a
okay.
blank.
Oh,
Sorry.
here we can just use this.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna use Versamark. Oh, I'll move it up.
It's nice that you can just see yourself on there,
I know.
because then you know exactly where you're working. And honestly, I find this stencil kind of hard to use for like mixed media and other things, but for something like this, it's perfect. It's perfect for cards.
This was something we were just kind of playing around with. I'm gonna move it this way just so I have an because I'm not gonna do the whole thing, so I can hold it here. I'm not gonna use purple tape because I'm just gonna hold it with my hand. I'm taking my Versamark pad and I'm just gonna put it. It's a little sticky because I didn't wash it great from when I tried it, but
Because we were frantically trying to pull the card together.
frantically. And I'm just gonna do it a little bit. I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna put clear embossing powder. We're gonna try it.
Yep.
See if I got enough on
Well,
there.
and so we were talking about this when we were trying to figure out this card, and I said to Jen, clear embossing powder has kind of gone a little bit by the wayside because for the longest time, everybody was using it, all kinds of resist and all of that kind of stuff, and now you don't see it being used very much because there's all these other things that come out, but it's amazing the things you can do with clear embossing powder. Just the resist techniques are very cool. The fact that you can then put, alcohol ink and stuff over this because then it becomes a plastic, right?
Yeah.
It's so
But it
cool.
just picked up the wax in such a fun way that I wasn't expecting. So I'm just heating this to melt the plastic.
Yeah, that's the trick with the white or the clear, though, is to figure out if you're actually got enough on there and if it's actually worked because of it being clear.
But I see some on there, so we'll get some kind of the... Sorry if it's real loud.
No.
I try to pick the quiet one.
Yeah, I think it should be okay. Anybody have any questions about the Foundry Wax? Has anybody tried it? I know that there's a few out there in Facebook land that has purchased this and have it, so have you tried it? Let's be honest.
Are you going to try it now?
let's find out who's actually used their product.
So you can kind of see that on there
Yeah.
where the wood grain was or is. So then you see me touching this because I don't want to put it, if your mat is hot, you don't want to put the wax on there.
Another
So
good tip.
I'm just touching the mat to see where I should put and I'm going to use the Mind because that's what I used on the example. And I feel like it really looks like a tree.
It totally looks like a tree.
See, and I just put a little bit down. I'm not doing a whole bunch.
like compared to the size of a finger.
And
like
I'm just
it's-
sticking my finger in there and I'm just gonna rub it over the top. You do have to kind of work quick because if you let it dry, it will turn into a powder. So I just do small amounts at a time. We can always go back and add more drops to our mat if
And
we
we
need
should
to.
we should show that how it goes when it gets dry.
I guess I can leave a little bit on there. And
That looks cool.
Alrighty.
I actually kind of like it a little bit lighter, like how you did the card the first time. You did it quite thick on there, but I
do you
like
want me to
it.
leave it like Let's just warm it like
Yeah,
this and
let's
see.
warm it and
'cause
just
you can
see.
always add more. So if this is like that and we can heat it and see what it looks like.
I feel like letting a little bit more of that patterned paper through kind of gives it a little bit extra too.
I find that this Mind doesn't go so shiny as the gold unless you really layer it on, but that's just playing with the product and seeing.
And it should actually shine up pretty good with this embossing powder. Okay, take care, Dorinda, and yes, make sure you watch and see the finished product.
Have fun at hockey. So that's with the one layer on there. You can leave it like this and maybe for...
Oh yeah, you're right. It's
So
like,
when you add...
I'm gonna put it right up so everybody can kind of have
the
a better
Mind,
look.
I find, and I think the statue does that on the other one too.
So you can see where it's on the embossing, the clear emboss stuff, that it's quite shinier than just on the paper, but it is melted on there.
It is melted. So I will just maybe on half.
Yeah, just do a little bit more on some, and then make sure to leave a little some so we can see how it turns to dust, because that is kind of neat how it just turns to dust. It really is,
yeah. And I'm just gonna, you know, go right back over some of that.
Because, I mean, trees have light spots and dark spots, right?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll just do that for time's sake because it's already 2, but I do want to show you the rest of this. So if you can stay. I'm not going anywhere yet.
Yeah, hang with us for a little bit longer.
But I do like the way it looks on top of that clear embossing powder because I like the different shine.
Yeah, who would have known?
Yeah,
hey?
Right? So neat. And it's something to do with the pattern paper that makes it. So then you can see down here how it's kind of dry on there. And see, it's just brushing off into powder.
Isn't that crazy?
Just crazy. So the longer it dries into air, the air makes it into powder. Science. It's so fun.
Who would have known?
So then this part, all I did was, you know, our lovely tear towards you.
And why do we tear towards ourselves?
So we can get this white bit. But I won't lie, sometimes that white bit drives me crazy, so I'm just going to take ground espresso and put it on the edges for a little bit of blending. Because sometimes stark white I don't like, but it's a personal thing, so that's why I do that.
Well, and sometimes I even just like re-rip it so that you don't have quite so much of the weight. Yeah.
So then this part is going to be at the bottom here.
So pass me that and I'll actually put this together while you're doing the other stuff.
Okay. And then, so what about that butterfly? I just grabbed a die and I cut out, it's a paper rose die. I'll show you because I actually have it here.
It's so cute. I love that
So
one.
it has a little one and a big one, and I used the big one.
I use that die so much.
And I cut it out on black paper. So my mat's still a little warm, but
it starts out black.
So it starts out black. I'm going to move this up here to where my mat's not so warm. And since we did the mind on that one, I'm going to do gilded on the butterfly. So can we turn this? Yeah. I'm just going to put a few drops out here like this, just like before. And I am shaking it each time. It's just good to shake. And I'm just...
Yeah, because you want the pigments to mix in there, right?
Like, and I'm just making a mess a little bit, putting it on.
Okay, nobody's answered if anybody has bought this and has actually used it or not. Come on, ladies, I want to know. I want to know if you've actually used your product. Because maybe you have some tips for us. Maybe you've tried some things that you can let us know about.
I love that because, you know, I might do it one way, someone else might do it another way.
I wonder how much residual dust would remain. Like what my thought is say you put it on and then you maybe didn't like where you put it on. I wonder if it would dust enough that it would sort of remove itself.
You know, I haven't let it last that long to try that, but that's something to test out for sure.
I'm sure that you would have a small bit of residual regardless.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then just like that, we made this black piece.
Gold.
Metallic-y and shiny and gold. Right? I do see a little bit of black. I'm okay with that. But if you wanted to do a second pass over, you very well can. Now, on mine, I did use some of this Art Alchemy wax. They come in tubes now. This is just the older packaging, but they're still fine to use. So, yeah, you can see how some of that blue is up in there.
And so this wax just flows right over top of the Foundry Wax.
I'm just going to use a different finger than I've been using for that just to not contaminate. But it's same thing on the finger. And I'm just going to kind of...
If Sam was here?
She would be so mad at me. Don't tell her I did that.
Oh, Sam doesn't like us dipping our fingers in there. But she doesn't know we do it anyway.
She's not here. She can't yell at me.
And she's really not here because she's not even in Dawson right now this weekend. Her daughter is getting married.
Yay!
Down in Banff. So she's really not here.
So she's never going to know.
That's right.
So yeah, just something...
Just to add
a little bit of add on there. We don't have to do too much or go crazy with it.
And then that stuff doesn't need to be heated. It just air dries.
That just air dries, yes.
We don't need...
But it can go right on top of that wax. It stays on there. Just add a little bit of dimension. And then April's just going to add a little bit of glue just onto the body there.
And I'm using my favorite glue, which I love this glue.
The iCraft Ultra Bond.
I love it.
It is a good one.
I really love it.
And then we used another die from Paper Rose that's Thanks, and then it has the background.
Gotta love that Paper Rose.
The background I cut in the same pattern that the tree was.
So that we use the exact same paper.
The exact same paper. And then this orange Thanks. And what is this stuff on the back? Sticky stuff?
Die cut and bond.
Yes. So it's supposed to make it, if you can peel it off,
Yeah, that's
make it
always the
easier to
problem.
glue those tiny words onto.
I don't have very good fingernails right now.
Perfect.
All right. It's very sticky too.
It is very sticky.
So this is just it's a double-sided tape that we sell, and it's great for tiny little die cuts like this because trying to put glue on there is almost impossible unless you have a really, really fine tip glue, which is doable. I always find the extra fine tip glues just dry out and that top gets stuck so much that I would just rather use this stuff because this is a dry adhesive. So you're not going to have that issue of the tip getting dried out and then you can't get your glue
And then
out
you
of it.
just kind of stick it right on the background and then, you know, just pop
Oh yeah,
this.
we had used pop dots for that.
Pop dots on that. But
And
for
then that's
time's
it.
sake. But that's it. Like how
Yeah.
quick was that in this quick little card?
It's beautiful.
Using, you know, not too many different kinds of paper.
Beautiful.
Adding a little bit of color on there, 2 different colors of wax.
All right.
Yeah, so something so simple, so fun to do. I love the wax. I love new products like that, especially ones that are so sciencey and so crazy cool.
I can't wait to see what else is coming out.
I can't either.
So that'll be great.
Hmm.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We so appreciate you being here. It kind of seems like the consensus is to leave it at 1:30.
Yeah, keep it the
so
same.
That is no problem with me. It actually takes a little bit of stress off because, you know, then if I'm not sure what I'm doing.
She has that few hours to frantically come up with something.
That's right. That's right. And there's a big order coming in this week, so we'll have a whole bunch of new embossing folders and things. So maybe we'll do like a
embossing
preview
folder
next week. That might be nice. So yes, thank you, ladies, for joining. Hope you have a great rest of your day and your weekend. And I will see you next week.
I will see you at some point.
Jen will be busy with her dance next week, but yes, she'll be in sometime, I'm sure.